Most of us want a comfortable retirement, freedom, travel, and no money stress. But here's the big question almost nobody answers clearly. How much is actually enough? There is one simple framework that cuts through the confusion: the 25 times rule. And by the end of this video, you'll know your target, your expenses, and how much you really need to save each year to get there. The 25 times rule is one of the most widely used retirement planning ideas in the world. It works like this: estimate your annual spending in retirement and multiply that number by 25. That becomes your retirement savings target. So if you think you'll spend $60,000 a year, your target is about $1.5 million. If you think you'll spend $80,000, your target becomes $2 million. Simple, but only if you estimate your retirement expenses correctly. This is where most people get it wrong. They assume retirement spending will look exactly like today. It usually won't. Start by removing costs that are likely to disappear once you stop working. The big ones that can be removed are mortgage or rent, since your home is generally paid off by the time you retire; childcare and school fees, since your kids are no longer going to school; daily commuting or public transport, since you no longer work. For many families, these costs make up a huge chunk of the budget. When they go away, your baseline living costs can drop dramatically, sometimes by tens of thousands of dollars per year. That's why your current spending is a poor proxy for your retirement spending. But retirement doesn't mean you spend less on everything. Some costs typically rise with age. Healthcare is usually the biggest one. As people get older, they tend to spend more on doctor visits, insurance premiums, and out-of-pocket medical costs. Then there's travel and lifestyle. Many retirees actually spend more in their early retirement years because they're active, healthy, and eager to explore. Finally, there's home maintenance that might increase. Also remember, even without a mortgage, you still pay for electricity, gas, water, renovations, council rates or property taxes, and insurance. So what do couples actually spend each year in retirement for a comfortable lifestyle? Here are realistic benchmarks for 3 countries. In America, for couples who have their mortgage paid off, annual retirement spending typically ranges from $60,000 to $65,000, as per BLS and Kiplinger data. In the United Kingdom, retired couples need roughly £60,000 per year for essentials like groceries, utilities, transport, healthcare, etc., as per PLSA retirement living standards. In Australia, retired couples typically spend around $75,000 per year on ongoing living expenses, including food, utilities, transport, healthcare, insurance, and leisure, as per ASFA retirement standard. Using the 25 times rule, these living costs translate to retirement savings targets of roughly $1.6 million in the US, £1.5 million in the UK, and $1.9 million in Australia. These targets represent the savings needed to maintain a comfortable lifestyle once the biggest fixed expenses are gone. The next question is the practical one: how much do you actually need to put away each year? To keep this grounded, we'll assume a 30-year investing horizon and a realistic long-term return of about 6 to 7% per year from a diversified portfolio. Now let's see how this plays out in each country. For the United States, let's stay conservative and assume employer 401k match is not available. With that, a couple in their mid-30s targeting $2 million by age 65 would need to invest about $22,000 to $25,000 per year in total across their retirement accounts. In practice, this would typically come from both partners' 401s, and if needed, IRAs or taxable investment accounts. In the UK, a couple aiming for a £1.5 million self-funded retirement would need to invest roughly £10,000 to £12,000 per year combined starting in their mid-30s. This would usually be split across workplace pensions and personal pension accounts, but for this calculation, we're ignoring the state pension. The idea is to reach £1.5 million fully independently, giving a comfortable retirement without relying on government income. In Australia, compulsory super gives couples a head start. Employers contribute about 12% of each partner's salary. For a dual-income household earning $150,000, that works out to roughly $18,000 per year going into super. But super contributions are generally taxed at 15%, so the amount actually invested is closer to $15,000 per year. To reliably reach a $2 million retirement target, couples will still need to add about $8,000 per year voluntarily into long-term investments. Combined with employer super, that brings total household retirement investment to around $22,000 to $25,000 per year. Let's recap. First, use the 25 times rule as your starting point. Second, think carefully about what you'll actually spend in retirement, not what you spend today. Third, calculate your target savings per month and how you can reach it. And most importantly, start early. Time in the market is far more powerful than timing the market.
Subscribe for more wealth-building ideas that work.